Well, good morning. Today's date is the 13th of October of 2018, and we're at the Community Media Center in Westminster. And I'm Larry Burbank, interviewing
Adam Younkins.
Adam, good to see you. And your hometown is?
Dresden, Ohio.
Say again?
Dresden, Ohio.
Ohio?
Yes.
How'd you?
I left the military in 2017, and I moved to Ellicott City to get a job working at Siemens.
Okay, good. Okay, so you're in Ellicott City.
Right now I'm in Westminster, Union Mills.
Okay, good, thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, just to get started, what was your rank?
I was a Staff Sergeant, E5.
E5,
yes. Good.
And you in the U.S. Air Force?
Yes.
Okay, and where did you spend most of your time in the Air Force?
Ohio.
In Ohio?
Yes.
Okay. No overseas duty?
I served 2 tours in Afghanistan.
Okay.
I went many TDYs I was in Guam, I was in Arizona, all over the United States.
Oh, so you've been around?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
Okay, were you drafted or did you enlist?
I enlisted. I enlisted actually while I was in high school.
In high school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was a high school program?
No. I graduated in May of 2006, but I enlisted in February of 2006.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, where were you living when you enlisted?
Dresden.
Okay, and why did you join the Air Force? Was there any special reason?
Well, I always told myself I was not going to join because my dad was in the Army and he was never really home. But I needed a way to go to school, a way to pay for college, and I thought that this would be the best way, and so I joined the Air Force. I didn't want to join the Army. I didn't want to join the Marines. I didn't really like the water all that much, so I said I'd join the Air Force.
You didn't like the water. I agree with you. I get seasick myself. I've flown over the water hours and hours and hours, but never did like to get on the boat. So your father was in the Army?
Yes.
A career man?
Yes, 22 years.
What did he do?
He was a linguist.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Russian linguist.
Ooh, special.
Yeah, and he jumped out of planes too. He was at the 82nd Airborne.
Oh, okay. Well, tell him for his service too.
Will do.
Thank you. Okay, why did you pick the Air Force over Army or Navy? You said you didn't like the water?
That, and then my dad told me if I was going to join one, Air Force would probably be the best.
It's probably the cleanest.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
I stay in hotels.
Okay. What was your first days in the service like?
Well, I went to basic training on my birthday.
On your birthday?
Yep, on my birthday. So it was happy birthday to me.
And your 18th birthday?
Yep.
How about, did everybody know that it was your birthday?
Nope, I didn't say a word.
You didn't say a word?
No, I didn't tell them it was my birthday. I didn't want them to make a big deal and make me have to do extra things.
Okay, 18th birthday, you were in there. Okay, well, what did it feel like when you first went in? Did you were you nervous? Did you have apprehension?
I would say that I was nervous. I would definitely say I was nervous. I know that I didn't speak up when they assigned jobs at basic training for everybody to be doing, and at the end, they asked if there was anybody who didn't have a job. I did not raise my hand because I didn't have a job, but I didn't want to have a job. So I just basically walked around, made myself look busy for the 6.5 weeks that I was at basic training.
So you did not volunteer for anything?
I didn't volunteer for anything at basic because I was told previously to not volunteer for anything.
Okay, kind of stay in the shadows and do your job.
Yep.
I agree with that. What was your boot training like? What was the experience you really came away from that?
Do what you're told, and how you're told to do it, and discipline and attention to detail. Folding your socks a certain way and making your corners on your bed.
There you go. Yeah. Flip the quarter.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Do you remember any of your instructors, somebody that really made an impact on you?
Not really making an impact, Yeah, I wouldn't say anything like that.
Uh-huh. Do you feel that they had your interest at heart all during your basic?
Yeah, I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
They were, yeah, they kept us in mind. Yeah, I would say they did.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. When you got through basic, did you breathe a big sigh of relief and say, hey, I'm out of here?
Yeah, the couple days after we graduated basic, we got on a bus and I went to, my basic was at San Antonio, and I got on a bus a couple days after I graduated and went up to Wichita Falls, which is where my tech school was. So,
Okay, Wichita Falls.
Yep.
So you spent quite a bit of time in Texas.
Yeah.
It's a great state.
Yeah.
It really is. Okay, do you want to think anything else about your first 6 or 8 weeks before I get into something else?
No, I in high school I ran, and so I was, when we were did the running part, I was definitely okay with that. So I was okay with all the fitness stuff.
So fitness test and everything was good.
Yep.
Did you notice anybody that was not fit?
Yeah.
How did they cope?
They didn't. You could easily tell that they were, you could see them in the back of the pack, or you could see them struggling, and some of them did decently. They worked their way up, but then there were others who didn't have the motivation, who just decided, I'm not doing this.
Did some of them just drop out due to the physical training?
Yeah.
I see.
Yep.
Okay, today we do have some problems with our physical as they enter the service. It still happens today.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, good for you. You look trim.
Try to keep it that way.
There we go. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's very great. Okay, which ward did you serve as a and what was your MOS?
My AFSC Air Force Specialty Code is a 3E051, which is an electrician, and I was in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Yes.
What year were you in Afghanistan?
I was there in 2010, and then I was there again in 2013.
So you rotated back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What caused you to go back?
The first time I was told to go. The second time I was laid off from my civilian job, and my family didn't have any other way of having insurance or having us getting financially, so I volunteered for it.
Oh, okay.
Because we get 6 months of insurance beforehand, 6 months of insurance during, and then we get 6 months of insurance afterwards. So I figured if I do 6 months away from the house, we have 18 months of insurance that we can.
Okay. Talking about that, are you in the VA system today?
I am, yes.
So you're okay?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay.
I don't currently use it because I have a job that I have insurance with, but I am in the VA system.
Okay, that's very important. Okay, do you remember arriving and what it was like when you got in country?
Yes. The second I got off the plane, there were sirens going off. We didn't know why. We heard loud noises. We didn't know what they were. Everybody instantly thought that they were bombs and everything, but ended up being that we had to wait on the tarmac because they were carrying a fallen soldier onto the C-130 that was ahead of us. So it was very humbling the very second we got there.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. So everything changed real quick.
Yes.
Okay. Were you nervous when you hit the ground?
I don't know if I would say nervous. There was some feelings going through me. I don't know if nervous was one of them. I don't know if scared, probably a little bit, bunch of different feelings.
Did you feel like you were prepared for your tour when you arrived?
I would say so, yes.
Good. Okay. As far as combat, did you see combat?
No.
No. So in your specialty, you were not in that line?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Did you see any casualties in the unit or somebody?
The first time we had some people who went out, they went traveling in the Humvees and the MRAPs and everything, one of their vehicles, they got hit with an IED. And I didn't see him afterwards or anything, but from stories and stuff that he ended up having to go home, and he's okay now, but he was pretty shook up and a little bit of damage done to him.
And in country, what kind of housing did you have?
I slept in a Connex box with air conditioning.
A Connex?
Yep.
So you had your own little box?
There were two of us to it.
Two of you?
Yep.
Was that seem adequate?
Yeah. That was the first time. The second time I was in a tent with me and 7 others.
Ooh.
So that was a bit tighter.
Okay, talking about that facility, that tent, there's a lot of wind over there.
Mm-hmm.
How did they cope with all that wind with your living conditions?
We stayed in when it was really extremely windy, if we could. If we had to go out, we wore goggles and we covered ourselves up with our faces up and stuff. So,
So you were prepared for the elements.
yes.
Great. What was your most memorable experience? If you had to say in 2 or 3 minutes, what did you feel with your service as the most memorable part of your service?
I would probably have to say that in doing all of this, I am able to use the VA for college. We get paid. My wife goes to school and she's getting paid because of the service that I was able to do. If we don't use all the VA education benefits, my daughter could use them that's going to be quite some time from now, but she could use them if it's still available.
Okay. So in service, looking back, what was your most memorable part of your service while you were on active duty?
The friendships, the brotherhood, the family atmosphere, everybody having each other's back.
Right. So actually, it's a family.
Yep.
And when you're out now, do you have contact with your former military friends?
No.
None at all?
No.
Are you a member of a military organization here in the area?
The American Legion.
American Legion. Okay. Ellicott City. Okay.
Not Westminster here.
Here in
Post
Westminster.
31.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. Were you awarded any citations or medals or anything like that you would like to talk about?
The Army Accommodation, the Air Force Achievement. I wasn't awarded anything higher than those.
Okay. What would you advise a young person today, a guy or a gal, as far as serving in the military? What would you advise to them before they enter?
To be prepared to take orders. Don't take critical criticism
Right.
as them saying that you're wrong. Look at it as they're trying to help you. And yeah.
They have your interest in sight.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, very good.
Because they know one day that they're going to need you to protect them.
Right. I agree with all that. Later on, the military provided you some kind of a career when you left?
Mm-hmm. All of the skills that I learned as an electrician and as an engineering assistant, I also did GPS surveying with a communication squadron. With learning all those trades and skills, I was able to get the job that I have now out in the civilian world as a fire alarm engineer at Siemens.
So you feel that the military helped you in several ways,
Yes.
you and your family both.
Yep.
And the military is probably one of the best stepping stones that a person can experience.
Yep. You get
Right.
you get the what is it? You get the experience.
Right.
You definitely get the experience.
And you can't buy it.
No.
No way.
No.
And you would do it again if you had to.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. As a veteran, you're active in your VFW, and here in town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think the VFW and the American Legion are great organizations. And do you have any reunions you attend?
No.
No.
No. There's a lot of. I don't really go back to Ohio for any of that or to see anybody like that in back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So your military experience really affected your life
Mm-hmm.
for the better.
Yes.
Okay. As a young man, you're basically a young man for all the experience you've had.
Yeah. 30.
You're 30 years old. And there's a lot of 30-year-old young men walking around with none of your experience.
Agreed.
And you can look around and say, hey, I'm a little bit different. And I like your cap. What's the cap? What's the SIGI and all?
It's my Red Horse hat. This is my squadron hat. Red Horse is the unit that I was a part of. Red Horse stands for Rapid Engineering Deployed Heavy Operations Readiness Squadron Engineers.
Oh,
Military likes their acronyms.
okay. That's great. Yeah, that's a lot of camaraderie there. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? We have a few minutes left. How about your family? They have supported you all along, and your military experience has helped your family.
Yes, full-heartedly. Yep.
And how about your father? Is he proud of you?
Very.
Good, good. So he supported you, and he thought, well, go for the Air Force is a clean life.
Yep.
I know. Yeah, I used to fly out of an Army. I was an aviator on the Army side, and I'd go into the Air Force in Benoit, and I said, hey, those guys are living right. So, yeah. Okay, well, anything else you'd like to talk about? Just feel free to talk about anything.
I would say that military was one of the best experiences that I've ever gone through in my 30 years.
Good, good. And it's something money can't buy.
Exactly.
That's for sure. And you get to travel, see things, see the world that no one, even like, see this weekend is, we're getting close to Veterans Day next month, and a lot of our veterans say the same thing. So do you have something special coming up for Veterans Day?
I believe I'm going to go to my daughter's school.
Oh, good. And you kind of give a presentation.
I will go into their class afterwards and answer any questions that they may have.
Oh, good. That's great.
A couple of years ago, when we were living in Ellicott City, my daughter had a Veterans Day assembly, and I actually spoke to the whole school. So during their little assembly.
Oh, that's great, because so many of our young folks are not aware. So, well, yeah, I tell you what, I sure appreciate you coming in, and we need more people like you.
Well, thank you, Larry.
We really do. So, I can't think of anything else right now. If you'd like to come back again, get some more thoughts together, well, we can certainly do that. And you will be receiving a thank you note from our folks here. So, thank you very much.